start with a percussive groove. This one is inspired by groove-based electric guitar players such as Mark Lettieri, Ben Lacey, although a very simplified version of that, because it's not really my specialty, but I'm dabbling, and I love to play like this. We're especially going to be examining some of the right-hand techniques here, because they might be a little bit unorthodox if you're not used to playing that kind of style. So let's see how this one starts. It starts with this little pickup phrase in the bass. Yeah. And you're essentially covering the role of the bass, the drums, and the piano at the same time. So bass, drums, and now it's at the piano chords on top. It has a lot of responsibility on your shoulders because you got to maintain this throughout, otherwise the groove suffers, and that is the worst thing that can happen in groove-based music. So one thing you need to figure out is how to play a chord and a slap at the same time, and I use a kind of flicking technique to make that happen. So if I happen to have a slap and a chord coincide at the same time, I kind of do this with my right hand where I flick and hit the strings at the same time, such as here. I suggest you break down even parts of a bar, just 2 counts at a time, and really get the coordination of the right hand going and learn to maintain that groove. Yeah, leaves us here. Let's move on with the second bar. Here I have some double stops with some chromatic passing tones, a slap, and then an arpeggiated triad. That leads us to A minor, another slap on a chord, and some double stops using hammer-ons and pull-offs. It's kind of a cool trick. It's kind of an unusual sound too, I love that. Here I added a little chromatic bass line. And the way I execute the bass lines is I alternate between my thumb and my middle finger. So essentially the thumb is the downstroke and the middle finger is the upstroke. Once again, I recommend isolating that and maintaining the backbeat. That brings us to B minor 7. This is kind of a little harder than it sounds. You have to maintain this descending pentatonic harmonized pattern, but at the same time incorporate the slap. So yeah, it can feel very unusual, very unorthodox. Moving on, A minor 7. Little line there, played with the alternating thumb and middle finger once again. And in case you haven't noticed it yet, I'm tucking away the pick with my first finger, and I'm using these 3 fingers plus the thumb to execute all this. And that leads us to the final stretch of this example. This is the part that goes G major, F major, C major, D major. Let's have a look what's happening here. It's kind of a John Mayer-ish thing here. He has a lot going on here. We have 2 notes in the bass, a slap on top while executing the chord, actually twice, a downstroke with the middle finger and an upstroke with the middle finger, then a pull off, and an open string picked with the middle finger, all done with the middle finger. Yeah, it's kind of difficult. Same thing, a step lower, and then some open chords with the slaps in between, which is very important for the groove. And finally, we got this little double stop cliche that is really part of the original, except it's got a slap in it, right there. And then you have this little percussive bit with some ghost notes in between that is essentially just ascending inversions of D major triads, close voice. And resolving to this cool voicing of an E minor 7/9 chord. And that is the percussive groove. that is it for today, guys and girls. Thank you so much for checking out this lesson. Let me know in the comments whether you liked it or not, what other kinds of topics you'd want me to cover, or what other kinds of formats you'd like to see on this channel. Of course, you can get the free tab in the description. Just follow that link. Also check out Patreon, GoFundMe, and of course, Skillshare, our generous sponsor. They brought this video to you. Thanks so much, guys. Don't forget to do all the YouTubey things such as liking and subscribing and sharing on your social media and all that good stuff. And until the next video, I say bye-bye and take care.